Hey everyone, Dennis K here with Belize Islands Real Estate. Hope you're doing well today. Today is Sunday morning, August 15th. Just having a nice little walk here on the beach. Steph and I, of course, are in the French Riviera because we can't make it back to Belize. So we're just having a nice time down here. But you know, yesterday, I was feeling a little down. I scanned the news. I usually just scan the news, see what the headlines are. And the first top headlines that came up, of course, were the massive earthquake in Haiti, the possible evacuation of millions of people living in Japan, of course, COVID, the Delta variant, shutdowns and deaths and new cases all around the world. Just headline after headline of just news that gets you down, you know. It's not positive, not betting. Of course, it's reality. So, of course, we don't ignore reality. And we help where we can. Of course, if you're in a position to help out and reach out to those, even in other countries, even those who are close to you, either by providing some financial assistance or personal assistance or just a listening ear or something, of course, we do that. But, you know, I was just reminded that we get in life often what we focus on. And if we constantly focus on that negative news, news that may or may not involve us or our loved ones, but if we just kind of make that our focus, our days just become nothing of focusing on things that we can't control, that aren't upbuilding, that aren't uplifting, and then eventually bring us down. So I was thinking this morning on this walk, you know, they say that the top three things that can affect your enjoyment in life are, number one is who you spend time with. All right, so I always love to surround myself with true friends that I've built meaningful relationships with over the years, making new friends, having new experiences with those friends. Number two, but besides those who you spend your time with, what also affects a great deal your overall enjoyment in life is where you live. You know, some of you may have been born in places that just don't really agree with you physically or mentally. You might have been born and raised and currently live in places that have long, dark winters. Maybe you're affected by seasonal affective disorder. You don't like living in a gloomy climate all the time. Some of you might do better in warmer climates. You know, so for example, you might do better in Belize, where every day it's sunny and warm, and you got the Caribbean Sea there to go swimming in. It's great physically, mentally, emotionally. For others of you, you know, the heat might not be for you, like Steph. You know, Steph, my wife, she has a severe heat intolerance due to some physical problems that she has. And so, you know, we spend time in Belize, of course, but then we spend the rest of the year in a lot cooler climates. So you just got to find a place in the world that you can thrive physically, mentally, emotionally, and make it a goal to move to that place, or at least spend extended time there. You know, some of you might not be in a position to move to Belize right now, to completely relocate outside of the US or Canada and Europe. And so you might be thinking, you know, well, it's so far away. You know, I have X number of years until retirement or until I can leave my job or something else happens. Well, you know, don't let that hold you back. Try to find a way to spend a month a year in Belize, just 1 month a year. And maybe over time extend that to 6 weeks and then 8 weeks or maybe even 3 months a year. And then all of a sudden, it's like, wow, you know, I'm living the dream. Sure, I haven't achieved my ultimate goal yet of living permanently as an expat, but it sure feels good to be somewhere nice and warm and on a beach for several months a year. So that's the second thing. So who you spend your time with, where you live physically, and then also what you do and how you fill your days. From the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to the bed, even, sorry about that, there's just police running to some emergency or another. Just a reminder of the uncertainty of the world we're living in. All right, so the third thing is what you do. So from the time you get up in the morning to the time you go to bed, even the quality of your sleep. You know, the quality that you put into each 24-hour period is going to determine the quality of your life. So if you're waking up in the morning not feeling any stress because your day is yours to plan, you choose to do what you're going to do that day, and it's not just on the weekends, but every day of the week, Monday through Sunday, you wake up in the morning with something planned that you want to do, that you want to engage in. And that's not necessarily just, you know, living a life every day of doing nothing but vacationing. You know, vacation mode is nice for a while, but I'm a firm believer that, you know, we as human beings were made to give and contribute, to work on ourselves. So part of your day might be spent improving yourself somehow, learning a new skill, becoming healthier, becoming more mentally fit, becoming more emotionally resilient. Another portion of your day might be spent helping others, doing some sort of volunteer work, giving back to charities, or being a support system for those in need, helping out friends, family, loved ones. And then the other part, yeah, you know what? It might be involving just learning a new hobby or exploring a new interest. You want to learn how to paint. You want to become a writer, write that first book, that second book. You want to become, an influencer on Instagram, whatever it might be that you want to do. You can spend a portion of your time doing that. And then when you go to bed at night, when you finally start to wind down, you look back over the last, 8 to 12 hours, whatever it is, and you think, wow, you know what? That was a day well spent, exactly like I wanted to spend it. And then you wake up the next day and you rinse and repeat, and you add up those days and weeks and months and years, and all of a sudden you look back and you have an amazing life. I posted a video just a few days ago about Steph and I checking off one of our bucket list items. We've always wanted to go to this Michelin 3-star restaurant in Monaco. It was the Alain Ducasse Louis XV inside the Hotel de Paris, or the Café de Paris Hotel Resort. Just an amazing experience. But I remember the first time I came across that restaurant was in a Wine Spectator magazine about 20 years ago. Back when I lived in the States. I like wine now. Back when I lived in the States, of course, I followed Wine Spectator and Food and Wine and all those magazines. Now that I'm in Europe and Belize, I don't so much subscribe to those anymore. But, the pictures of this restaurant, the opulence, the luxury, the Temple of Haute Cuisine, just always intrigued me. And so we just took the chance. And on Friday night, we decided to go. And it was just an incredible experience that I'll never forget. But what planted the seeds in my mind, in our mind, of going there was just 20 years ago, looking at pictures in this magazine. And so I bring that up because for some of you, you may have come across some videos on Belize or some articles on Belize or pictures, years ago. And then all of a sudden, like that puts something inside your brain that stuck there somehow. The picture of the palm trees, or the picture of the reef, or the picture of the sea life, the marine life, and one of the snorkeling and diving spots in Belize. Maybe that just put it inside your brain. It's like, wow, what would it be like if I were able to do that? Not just look at it in pictures of a magazine, but what if I were able to go down and experience that? How would I feel? And then that starts to work on your psyche, and you start to take action to make that become a reality. So that's just my little spiel today, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And if you want to talk to me about your plans for Belize, please shoot me an email. Right now, we have another 10 days down here in the French Riviera. I think we're going to spend about a total of 3.5, 4 weeks down here. And so during this time, I am working, but I'm not scheduling as many Zoom calls as I usually do. We're trying to kind of disconnect a little bit, have a deloading phase, because it's been a pretty full-on 1.5 years now. When COVID hit, we were stuck inside for quite a long time. And so I didn't have much to do all day but to focus on Belize. And fortunately, that worked out well for us because the amount of clients we had buying and investing and wanting to move was just tremendous. Right now, that's still the case. Of course, right now, to be honest, in this time period, July and August, September, a lot of people are enjoying the weather where they're at, so they're not thinking of Belize as much. But you see, what's going to happen here is come September, when the kids start going back to school and the weather starts turning and you see those fall colors coming out, those of you who live in the northern parts of America, so northern U.S. states, Canada, when you experience those first cold few days, maybe that first snowfall, you're going to remember the way Belize is, even in the winter. Warm days, tropical breezes, rum punches on the beach, and you guys are going to be emailing me looking for property. And so that's only about 8 weeks away now. So I encourage any of you, especially if you're looking for an investment, or if you want to secure your spot in vacant land, try to get with me right now, because the sooner you can purchase, the better. If you wait until October, November, December, that's fine too. But just know that the longer you wait, the more we get into busy season, and in busy season, sales just usually go through the roof. All right, guys. So thanks a lot. Again, I appreciate tuning in. Let me just share with you a little shot again of the French Riviera. Such a beautiful, beautiful place. It's not Ambergris Key, it's not Key Caulker, but it is certainly beautiful. So you guys take care. Looking forward to working with you. And again, keep taking massive action toward your dreams and goals. You'll get there. Talk to you soon.